Hi, this is Lefty. Sorry, my health's not too good. Your teacher asked me to talk to you about fake reading because I was champion fake reader when I was in school. Uh, Sorry again. My health is terrible. It's because I was a bad reader in school. One of the things that I was great at was staring off into space while I was a kid. I especially did this a lot in my reading class. I was also Mr. Popular, talking to everybody around me, whispering, visiting, telling jokes, cutting up in the back of the class instead of doing my reading. Didn't work out too well for me in terms of that. Uh, I hardly ever did this, but I knew some other fake readers that they would work on homework for other classes to try to avoid their reading. Some other things that we do as fake readers, yeah, we fake sick all the time. We discover pretty quickly that you pretend that you're not feeling well. And you get to go to the nurse, and that'll get you out of 15 or 20 minutes of reading time. Problem with that is the nurse catches on pretty fast with kids who always come down at the same time every day, and they figure out you're doing this during reading class, and pretty soon you're not allowed down there. They know you're a faker. So then you got to go on to other things like, yeah, my Uncle Louie just got thrown in jail, or my mom and dad were in a terrible fight last night, so I got to call home to take care of these urgent problems that we're having. And usually I was lying through my teeth about those urgent problems. But I was also a kid who constantly would forget the reading book, because that means you got another 3 minutes where you got to go back to your locker and get it. And then if you can really get away with this, you try to do it for several days in a row. Yeah, teacher, I forgot my book. And they send me back to the locker. I was a kid who was always constantly claiming that the books are so boring, and he couldn't find a good book. And that's because I never sat down to read them. So I'm sorry again. I'm pretty sick because I never learned how to read very good in school, and so I did a lot of unhealthy things, and that's a characteristic of bad readers. So I wish I had read more books. Uh, Fake readers, as a kid who's got to be told to go back to reading more than twice in a class, classic sign that they're a fake reader. And then there's this one here. It takes you 7 weeks to finish a book with 50 pages in it that you should be usually able to get done in a week or maybe a day or two. Classic fake reader. Yeah, that was me. Yeah. Hardly ever finished a book on time. Alright. I was also this too, little mister. I gotta go to the bathroom, and little miss, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's amazing how often that can happen during reading class, where these 6th, 7th, and 8th graders and can't control their bowels and their bladders. Okay? Every once in a while, on those rare occasions when I did finish a book, boy, I feel like I'm 80 and I'm only 40. Terrible cough. But on those rare occasions when I did finish a book, I'd go to the library. Instead of getting the book in 5 minutes and getting back to reading, it would take me the whole hour to do it. So I was the king of the fake readers. Well, it all boils down to this. Man, if only I'd been able to read those warning labels on the cigarette packages, I wouldn't be in such bad shape. Fake reading isn't funny. It isn't funny at all. Fake reading is like a brain cancer. Like I told you, I didn't read very much in school, so I'm not very smart. And this not reading kind of ate up my brain and my brain cells, so it doesn't work very well. There's a life sentence to low-wage jobs. All my adult life, I've had crappy jobs, really terrible jobs, and that's why your teacher asked me, old Lefty, to come down here and tell about it. Yeah, I was usually the first one laid off or first one fired. Or I had a hard time just holding a job. Yeah, the book club fake readers are most likely to join his prison. How true that is. I know so many guys that just didn't take school seriously. That's where they ended up, behind those iron bars in a little cell, 5 by 9, every day, nothing to do. Bad news. All because they didn't learn, and then they didn't learn because they didn't want to read. And all throughout my little talk here, you've seen how fake reading's a health problem. Health problems. Fake people who are poorly educated, they get sick all the time. They die younger, and like I said, I'm only 40. And I feel like I'm 80. An 8th grader reading at a 4th grade level has about as much chance to catch up as, let's see what it says here. You getting hit by lightning when you leave the building. Wonder what else chances they have of catching up. What's this one say? Person winning the lottery who never buys lottery tickets. How can that's a scam? You have to buy the tickets to win the lottery. And then it says, got about as much chance to catch up as a 4th grader being drafted by the Minnesota Twins. Ain't gonna happen. Well, and then the last thing here, 8th grader reading at a 4th grade level has about as much chance of catching up as Mr. Luke sending the kids home for summer vacation in October. Now you know that ain't gonna happen. He's gonna keep you here till May, June. Oh, excuse me. No problems. Well, this is what the typical day looks like for a fake reader. Someone who's poorly educated. That red suit, they ain't wearing that by choice, because they're sitting in jail. I know so many guys that were like that. Well, here's a typical picture of a fake reader at work. You don't have no job. You ain't gonna get no job. Who'd hire that guy? And these are some fake readers. This is from a picture a long time ago, but it really describes those dead-end jobs that if you don't get a good education, you end up working these long hours for low wages, and you always run the risk of them closing up your plant and sending your job overseas. I can't tell you how many times that happened to me. Oh, here's my pal, my picture of me and my buddy when we were little. We were the president and the vice president of the I Hate to Read Club. Good old Maxie. Yeah, he didn't end up very good either, you know. That guy should have learned how to read. Died in a tragic accident. Yeah. Trying to fix a toaster while I was plugged in because he didn't read the warning labels on there about unplugging it. Yeah, I miss him a lot. Boy, I sure hope that you don't follow in my footsteps. And now from here on out, you learn to enjoy reading. You get books, and you read a lot, and you learn a lot of information. So, Mr. Burns, I sure hope that helps you out. And this is Lefty signing off.